This morning, we have Cory Minner. He is the owner of Trinity Employment Specialists. And, dude, you're here to help people find a job. You're like everyone's best friend.
Sometimes, yeah, we try to be.
So tell me about Trinity Employment Specialists and what you guys do to help people find these jobs.
Well, Trinity Employment Specialists, we are a staffing agency. We focus on full-time permanent positions, but we also do temporary employment as well. But a long time ago, I was a recruiter for a large organization, and I had to use staffing companies. And the thing was, I got frustrated with so many things that they had sent me people that just did not meet the description of what I'd given them. And so all we did really is the things that frustrated me so much when I was a recruiter, I just fixed those things. They weren't that hard, just focusing on what people were really wanting. And anyway, by doing that, we've made a big difference, and a lot of people like what we do. So we've been quite successful, but we try to do things a little bit differently than a lot of staffing companies. We try to put a focus on what the employee is looking for. It's hard as a recruiter sometimes to put your needs and what you're looking for in front of what the employee is looking for. And by focusing on what they are needing, we've really created a great retention rate, and it's worked really well. And, we just focus on what the employee is looking for and try to find that and make a good match. And when we do that, everybody's happy.
What was it that these recruiting companies doing wrong?
I mean, many recruiting companies do a lot of things right. But what happened to me is I had engineers and high-level executives that were wanting specific things. And, I would give a description, and, the people that were sent to me just didn't meet the description that was given. And so when I sent them on to an interview as a recruiter, when they weren't a good match, they got really frustrated.
Oh yeah.
And so it was really just small things that were missed, and all we try to do is really put a strong emphasis on that. And if we have any concerns, before we set up an interview and waste anybody's time, we'll just contact the manager and make sure that, hey, is this a concern for you? And just following those instincts have really just helped us to do a great job.
What do you think people are looking for right now? Like, I graduated for college with a communications degree. Do you think people still have to have a degree this day and age?
Well, experience in my experience, previous experience in a specific field, a lot of times trumps a degree. I have my bachelor's degree in communications as well, and so what do you do with that sometimes is the question, and because you can do just so many things.
Right.
And as a recruiter, when you have a degree like in communications, well, it's really hard to pinpoint what specifically an individual would be really good at.
Right.
And so a lot of times it's hit and miss with people with those types of degrees. And so to answer your question, yeah, I think experience does trump a degree.
Okay.
But, man, I'll tell you what, my degree, I was able to fall back on it 2 or 3 times early on in my career when I was trying to find my way, when you had a company that made it a requirement
right.
to have a bachelor's degree. And I'll tell you right now, we have a lot of our clients, they require a bachelor's degree.
Right.
And for some positions. And sometimes we'll find candidates that don't have a bachelor's degree, and in our opinion and in our intuition, we're like, they would be a great fit for that group. But since the company has a requirement for a bachelor's degree, having a communications degree in that type of situation would be quite helpful.
Yeah, my mom would be like, why are you doing communications? I'm like, Mom, every business needs communications. When really I just wanted my mom off my back.
Well, you're a DJ at a radio station.
See, but that's the thing.
Job is communication. It's people like me that do what I do. That's the type of guy that has trouble using a communications degree, you got the right degree. You're in the right field.
But communications is just so wide, you know. What do you
It
think
can be.
some things that people can do right now to actually get a job?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that, because I had just a couple of things that I think some people miss. When you do a job search, many people think, hey, well, the main thing I want to do is I want to go out and I want to look for job ads. And the reality of it is 80% of jobs are found through networking, and roughly around 20% are found through job ads and that sort of thing. And so, my encouragement to people today is to maybe reverse the way that you're thinking. So here are a couple of things, okay? The first thing I recommend is you get as many people and as many systems working for you as possible. And so let me explain that a little bit. The first thing I would say is get the systems working for you. So they're working for you while you're working. This is pretty common sense, and most people know to do this. But get your resume up on Monster.com and CareerBuilder.com and fill your profile out completely. Make sure that it is very searchable. The next thing, create a LinkedIn page and build it up and fill out your profile completely. When you don't fill out your profile completely on these websites, it doesn't make you as searchable. When you get it filled out completely, that's what that website wants. And when you do that, it opens you up to the World Wide Web. And so it makes you searchable. LinkedIn will help you connect with many different types of office managers, and you can do it in a much less direct way. And a lot of people do really well with LinkedIn. Plus, there is something called LinkedIn Recruiter that is a hot thing for recruiters right now. And a lot of recruiters are scouring for profiles on LinkedIn. So I really recommend that people put a lot of emphasis on getting their LinkedIn page looking great, their resume looking great on Monster and Career Builder and any other site that you know of that can get working for you right now. Another social media tip that I would give people is to clean up your Facebook page.
That was going to be my question.
What's that?
Is that everybody has a Facebook, and
yeah.
I think, does it really damage people in their search for looking for a job?
Well, it can if someone were to search you on Facebook and it be a less desirable type of anything written about you. I mean, anything that you put on Facebook is public knowledge. But the main reason that I'm recommending that people clean up their Facebook is, one thing I suggest to get people working for you is list it up on Facebook that you're looking for a job.
Oh, yeah.
And let people know that. Don't be ashamed of it. Let people know, hey, I'm looking for opportunities and I'm being aggressive. I'm being professional about this. But what if one of your professional friends that would want to help you gets on your Facebook page and looks at it, and there are things there that you wouldn't think would be a professional profile. And it might make somebody that's really wanting to help you, that's actually a friend of yours, second guess they're wanting to do that.
Right.
And so I really recommend that you just clean everything up, make sure all of your social media is professional, and that you look as good as you can online.
Okay.
The last thing, contact recruiting companies like ours and meet with them and do your best to communicate with them and get them working for you. All of these systems I just mentioned, you can get working for you, and all of those systems can be working for you while you're doing your job search.
I think a big problem people have is, you think you're networking through let's say just Facebook, and you're sitting at home. Jobs aren't going to come and knock on your door, I
Right.
had to go into a radio station saying I'd work for free. That's how I got in the business. You have to do things, I think personally, that gets you out there, I guess.
Right. And I'll tell you, a lot of people that have some of the best jobs out there, they just did more than the other person
Right.
in a lot of circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I was going to bring up is rather being proactive in your search.
Right.
Rather than just looking for job ads and then, even just doing the social media and networking that I talked about earlier, what if you made a list of like 10 companies that you really want to focus on, and you scoured their website each week, and if they post up a position, why not apply for it and not wait for a job ad to come out? But like target the companies that you want to go after, and then make sure that they're not – a lot of times the companies will post up the position on their website first, and then they'll look at giving it to a recruiter like our company or posting an ad. And so you can possibly beat them to the punch and get your name in the door and maybe have them even interview before they start to do a job search, to do their job search. That's one way. Find industry-specific groups. If there's any networking groups out there. I know that, if you're in human resources, Terra would be a great group for you to go and visit and go to one of their meetings, because all of a sudden you are around about 150 human resources people.
Yeah.
There's also a group that I'm also a member of, is MGMA. If you're in the medical field, go to a medical group, networking group, and all of a sudden you're going to have every office manager in Tulsa almost, meeting there. And it would just be a great opportunity for you to sit at a round table with 8 or 10 people that you really want to meet.
I completely agree with that. I mean, it's like you never know who they know.
Yeah, you never know. But, the last thing on what you can do now to find a job is have a personal commercial ready. And
what do you mean by that?
Be able to tell someone within 10 to 30 seconds what it is that you do and what it is that you do well, and be able to present it in a way that if that person can help you, they might say, hey, this is somebody I might introduce to this person or this person. And it's really just an elevator speech. If you met somebody in an elevator, can you tell them what it is that you do before you get down to the first floor?
Good point.
Or just anyone that you run into, if they ever ask you what it is that you do, you have about 10, 20 seconds to be able to tell them that within social norms. And, you never know who might be able to help you. Keep in mind, like 80% of the jobs are generally found through networking.
Yeah, I'm talking to Cory right now. He is the founder of Trinity Employment Specialists, and we're talking about how to find a job. Now, what is your website?
Our website is www.trinityemployment.com.
Okay, I know you have a lot of resources on your site that will help people find a job that are looking. What are some of these things?
We feel like just having some samples up there for people. A lot of people have been working for a long time, and because of one reason or another, their companies had to downsize or something, and all of a sudden, they've been working for 10 straight years, and all of a sudden they've got to start looking at updating their resume. And it's like, oh my goodness, I haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah.
We have sample resumes up there. We have sample cover letters. We have a free ebook that I put up there. It's called It's Time for a Change. It's really targeted for people who are trying to change careers. That's a hard thing to do. And, this ebook is just some quick bullet point steps to think about if you're going to try to change your career. We also have a book that's up on our website, Handbook to Getting Hired in Today's Recession.
You wrote that book, didn't you?
I did, yes, ma'am.
That's awesome.
It's just a simple book about what you can do if you are in a situation where you need to start looking for a job. A lot of times there's some nervousness there. There are, apprehensions, anxiety. And when those things hit in, you forget to do some of the most simple, most obvious things. And a lot of job seekers do this. Even some of the best professionals forget to do some simple things. This book just really goes over in bullet point form how you can navigate the job search. And, we talked about earlier how to do more than the last person, than, whatever your competition is. And that's what this book helps you do. It just helps you to navigate through it. It's on our website, and we also have it up on Amazon.
This is what I love about you, Cory. Now, you're not like sitting here like trying to promote your book either, because 100% of the proceeds go to support the Oklahoma Baptist Children's Home. And this just helps children in need across Oklahoma to get them started on the road to employment. And, dude, that's so great. What made you partner with them?
Well, I've always believed that children of today are leaders of tomorrow, and I always wanted to have a give back program within our business. So every job place, we will donate a portion to the Oklahoma Baptist Children's Home. A long time ago, it was about 10 or 15 years ago when I graduated college. That's crazy because it makes me feel old. But I had a couple of friends that were house parents there because they have an in-home program where they provide shelter for people who kids who don't have any parents and or don't have a support system.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just really humbling, and it made such an impact on me that long ago that it was the immediate place that I went to. The Oklahoma Baptist Children's Home provides housing, life skills. It also provides care and shelter for girls with unplanned pregnancy. In Oklahoma, a lot of people don't know this, but there are only 3 residential maternity homes for girls in those type of situations. Our donations go to support the Wasso campus. If anyone listening is looking for a great organization to give back to, I highly recommend that. You're right. The book that I wrote, I really just wanted to help people. And so 100% of the proceeds go to that. I'm not going to make a dime off of it. And I think it's a great organization. And, I'm just hoping that someone that's out there listening, might be looking for an organization to donate to. I just think it's a great organization. I highly recommend it.
Well, Cory, I think you're great. This is Cory Minner. He's the founder of Trinity Employment Specialist. Where are you guys located? How can people get a hold of you? All that good stuff.
You bet. We're at 5416 South Yale. That's basically at 54th and Yale. We're in the Fox Plaza, and we're in Suite 615. You can give us a call at 918-622-2588. And you can also visit us at trinityemployment.com. And that's how to contact us.
All right, cool. Well, Cory, you have been great this morning, and thank you for helping out all the people out there that need a job, man. That's really cool. I appreciate your time this morning.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for having me.